Alright, I'm back with yet another Plants vs. Zombies video. Because apparently you guys like these a lot. Like, seriously, thanks for the support with the videos. Also, why did so many people watch part 2 but not part 1? Whatever, that doesn't matter. Let's get into this. We're now on to yard 3 of the game, and my personal favorite. That's right, we've reached the pool levels. With the pool levels, instead of the regular 5 lanes, we now have 6. 2 of which are covered in water. As of right now, no plants can be placed on the water, but with our trusty lily pad we got in the last video, we can have some defense in those lanes. In case you don't know, plants are notoriously terrible swimmers, so they'll need to stay atop a lily pad that floats above the water because they're the only plants that bother to learn. Zombies are in the same boat, however, so they need pole floats to swim, for now. Anyway, time for the reason I love these levels, the music. Anyway, that's the end of 3-1, and we gained the Squash, an insta-kill who jumps and squashes any zombies nearby. This plant is great for removing clumps of zombies. In level 3-2, the only major development is that the pole zombies have cone heads and bucket heads, so defense was a priority in those lanes, especially since you can't place potato mines in water lanes. A basic rundown of my defense was to get 2 rows of sunflowers, placing a potato mine as a stall to gather more sun. Once I had a decent amount, I built a colony of pea shooters / repeaters, and took up 2 rows, followed by a row of walnuts and occasionally potato mine or squash. And with that, we beat 3-2, and we unlocked the 3-peater, probably the only plant I genuinely hate, as of right now. It's basically a pea shooter that can shoot in 3 lanes, also, it's overpriced. In level 3-3, we are introduced to the Snorkel Zombie. As of right now, the zombie is the most difficult to defeat, because it's basically invincible until it surfaces to damage our plants. My strategy to deal with them was to place walnuts ahead of them, so they'd be surfacing long enough to be beaten. Besides the Snorkel Zombies, this level is very easy. With the completion of this level, we unlock the Tangle Kelp, which basically makes my statement about the Snorkel Zombie being the most difficult a joke. In 3-4, we are reintroduced to 2 zombies from previous areas, the Pole Vault Zombie and the Newspaper Zombie. This level wasn't hard at all, because of my immaculate defense that shredded the hordes of zombies. At the end of this level, we don't get a new plant, but we are introduced to the game's in-game shop, Crazy Dave's Twitty Dinkies? That's a weird name, I'll tell you what. Anyway, I bought a 8th plant slot. In 3-5, we run into another mini-game level, this one being Tiny Zombie Waves. Like in the literal sense. The zombies are tiny, and I think a little faster, but I'm not fully sure. This is a conveyor belt level that is made insanely easy by how much cherry bombs they give you. Anyway, I don't think the zombies passed halfway through the lawn, so no need to go into more detail. With the last zombie blasted, we gain the jalapeno, an insta that's basically the cherry bomb, but instead of damaging the surrounding area, it sets fire to the entire lane. In 3-6, we are introduced to the Zomboni, a zombie riding a Zamboni that leaves a temporary ice trail on which nothing can be planted. A bobsled team will also spawn if the zombie gets too far into the level, but I've never had this happen, so it's never been an issue for me. Anyway, the zombie is dealt with by any insta or by using the spikeweed, which is a plant that we gain after this level. The spikeweed is a plant that, when a zombie walks over it, it does damage as long as the zombie is standing on top. This plant is great for dealing with groups and pairs great with walnuts. Anyway, this level didn't pose any challenge. Let's move on. In 3-7, there is no difficulty because it's just 3-6, but we have more zombonis. This would be difficult if Spikeweed didn't have such a fast recharge, and if I didn't have another Insta in my lineup, but I did, so this level was probably easier than 3-6, because I love Spikeweed spam. With the end of this level, we get Torchwood, a plant that buffs pea shooters damage by turning peas into fire peas. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if Torchwood is worth it or not, but I have a bias towards this plant, so I love it. In 3-8, we are introduced to the Dolphin Rider zombie, which is a fast-moving water-located zombie. Unlike the Snorkel zombie, the zombie stays above the water. The main difficulty with this zombie is that it acts just like a pole vault zombie, but for the water. I didn't know this at first, so it surprised me when it almost broke through my defense. Thank God for my walnut wall. For this level, by the way, I changed my defense from multiple rows of repeaters to a row of repeaters followed by a row of Torchwoods. Besides this Dolphin Rider zombie jump scare, this level was easy, and I passed it unlocking Tall Nut, which is a tall walnut. Yeah, I never really used this plant. Anyway, in 3-9, I actually got really close to losing a lawnmower at the beginning of the level, because of the only lane I didn't have defense in had a pole vault zombie sprinting through it. Like, I really messed up. I panicked and placed a walnut too late, and the pole vault zombie ate my pea shooter, but with my quick thinking, I threw a pea shooter at the very back of the lane and used the sunflower as defense. Honestly, this was one of the more difficult levels I faced, and almost the most irritating symmetry-wise. With the end of this level, I was given the classic note for me to prepare for the horde. The final level, 3-10. Like all final levels in each yard, it's a conveyor belt level. This level gave me tall nuts, spikeweeds, torchwoods, repeaters, and a variety of instas. This level was very annoying because it really did not like giving me attack plans. But as time passed by, I grew a decent defense, 2 rows of repeaters followed by a row of torchwoods, followed by a row of repeaters, followed by 2 rows of tall nuts. This defense was basically impenetrable. The level looked very chaotic, but it wasn't too difficult. Hell, I kept all my lawnmowers. Finally, with the last zombie defeated, we gained our last plant, the sea shroom, and reached the end of the video. With that, I hope you enjoyed. And if you made it this far, please make sure you like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and it would notify me that you all want more of these videos. Please check out some of my other videos if it isn't too much of an inconvenience, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.